good, truthers? Welcome back. So, in this episode, I want to dive into closing the curtain on yourself, right? And now, when you picture this, I want you to think about like being in an auditorium, right? And you're on stage, and it's like that big ass red curtain closing. Alright. Now, on the other side of this curtain was basically your life. All the characters, all the roles you've been playing in other people's lives, right? And all the roles they've been playing in your life. And when I ask you, have you ever had to close the curtain on yourself? I'm asking because a lot of times we show up under false pretenses. We show up wearing masks. We show up in costumes. We show up in outfits and attire, personalities and characteristics and shit that's not really true to who we are. We don't show up authentic, right, as our true selves in this game of life. So when I ask you, have you ever had to close the curtain? I'm asking because it's like, have you ever realized the ways in which you are showing up not true to yourself? Have you ever realized how you put everyone else before yourself? Basically, never showing up for you, but showing up for everyone else. Have you ever realized how you bend over backwards for people and allow yourself to get taken for granted? Always putting your needs last, always putting yourself last, neglecting yourself, abandoning yourself, right? Have you ever realized how when you do things like that, you end up meeting people who do the same exact shit to you? So they're serving as a mirror, right? And then you're sitting here wondering why you keep meeting people who are treating you like this. The whole time, you're treating yourself the same fucking way, though. And so you're wondering why you meet these people, because the universe is like, yo, hey, hello, I'm trying to get you to see how you are treating yourself right now. So let me send you somebody to reflect that back to you. So have you ever realized all the time that you made yourself dimmer just to please somebody else, right? Then shine your light as bright because you didn't want to step on somebody else's toes or make somebody uncomfortable, right? All the times that you bit your tongue because you ain't want to cause no issues, you ain't want to cause, a confrontation, you ain't want to start no shit, stir the pot, right? So you bit your tongue, you held it all in, not allowing yourself to truly express, not allowing yourself to be free, not allowing yourself to say what needs to be said, right? Have you ever realized all the times that you've been your own abuser, right? Fucking your own self over, not making the wisest decision, not listening to your intuition, being a procrastinator, right? Doing things that are not leading you to a place of elevation, doing things that are keeping you stagnant instead. Have you ever realized all the times you put yourself down, all the times you gave in to those negative thoughts, all the times that you didn't stand up for yourself, the times that you ain't stand your ground, all the times you allow somebody else's opinions and judgments and criticisms of you stop you or slow you down or fuck you up inside your head to now you doubting yourself, to now their words have become who you are, and the insecurities and the doubts seeking and the fears sneak in, right? And now you walking around making decisions out of fear instead of making decisions out of love, right? And knowing who the fuck you are. So, have you ever had to close the curtain on all of that bullshit, right? Have you ever had to do a, reality check with your own self, right? Because, like I said, oftentimes we show up as somebody else. And a lot of times we don't even know who we are. So we're showing up under whoever somebody else wanted us to be, right? It's like, oh, okay, well, this person needs this from me. That person needs that from me. That person wants me to be this way. That person wants me to be that way. Oh, it makes them happy when I do this, when I do that, when I dress this way, when I say this. All this bullshit, right? When you're truly neglecting who you are on your core level, on a soul level, you have truly neglected that, right? And so now you have all these masks, all these costumes, all these roles, all these characters that you've been playing for so long that you get lost in all of that and you don't know who you are. You get so used to playing these roles that it just becomes your second nature. It just becomes a part of you, but it's not who you truly are. And all up under it, right, is the true you crying out to be seen. And so it's time to close the motherfucking curtain and be who you are. It's time for you to walk authentically in your truth. It's time for you to be real with yourself. It's time for you to shed all of that weight and that baggage and bullshit that is not you. It's time for you to let it all go. So closing the curtain is like cutting the cords to everything and everyone that does not serve you. Right? To everything and everyone that is holding you back, weighing you down, right? That you can't even be your own true self around or with for whatever reason. It is finally pulling the motherfucking cord, right? It is finally signing the DNR papers do not resuscitate. Okay, we're not giving CPR to any dead situations out here. We releasing, we letting it go, we closing the motherfucking curtain, okay? We are closing the curtain. And it's only you on that stage when you close the curtain. Just you. Nobody else. Nobody else's expectations or obligations, right? No more masks, no more costumes, no more bullshit. Just you. The real you. Vulnerable, right? Naked. And when I say naked, I mean like open, naked on a soul level, not butt ass booty naked, right? But it's you. It's the real you at your core, your soul. It's you. Now, what that looks like is going to vary for everybody. So in this moment, as you're picturing, as you're listening to me, what do you see there? Who do you see there? And if you don't know, what would you like to see? How would you like to paint that picture in your mind? How would you like to show up? How would you like to be authentically you? And what does that look like for you? And can you answer this question without putting in somebody else's thoughts or opinions of you? Because a lot of times when you get asked, well, who are you? Is often mixed in with somebody else's thoughts of who they wanted you to be or who they told you should be, right? But if you take a moment to truly try to figure out, well, who am I? Who do I want to be, right? And then answer from that pure place, that authentic place, deep inside of you, and see what comes up for you. See what you get. And do an evaluation of, was I actually showing up like this? Anywhere close to this? Or was I stifling myself, my true self, my real self, my voice, my love, my energy, dimming my light for other people just to make them happy, just to make them more comfortable, right? Because you're not going to be everybody's cup of tea, right? You're not. You're not going to be everybody's any straight. You're not. But the right people will be able to digest you. And those that can't, they can fucking choke, and that's it, period. So I really want you to take a moment and reflect and just ask yourself, how have you been showing up in life? Or who have you been showing up as, right? When you get around certain people, do you shift? Do you shut down? Do you feel like, oh, I can't be my true self around these people, so I'm gonna just, put on a little facade and be a person that will make them more comfortable? So now you're not truly who you are on the inside. And if you do this, why? Why don't you feel comfortable being who you are? Who made you feel uncomfortable? Does it stem back to childhood? Do you have some fear that you're going to be judged or rejected, not accepted, right? Laughed at? Do you feel like you're going to be embarrassed? What is the core root or cause of the reason why you feel like you can't show up as yourself or be who you are? Really think on that, and then pay attention to who you feel this way around and why it's with those people, right? And really think on, are they worth being in your life, right? And if it involves family, cool, but you should still be able to show up as yourself around family regardless, right? No matter who the fuck it is. If you can't be you, that's the issue, especially if it's someone you're in a relationship with too. Don't even get me started there. You should be able to be your whole self in a relationship, right? So do some reflecting and see what comes up for you, and allow yourself to show up as the real you. And remember that you are the director. This is your life, your movie, your show. You get to choose your cast, right? Your crew, you get to choose the roles that they play. You get to choose the way in which you show up. You get to choose who you are. Only you can truly define you, unless you give that power away to somebody else and you give them permission to define you. You allow it, and then you accept their definition of you. That is the only way. Other than that, who you are is in your hands. The choice is yours. So choose wisely, beautiful souls. It's time to close the curtain. It's time to be authentic. I love y'all. Thank you for listening. Much gratitude, as always. And remember, life is as beautiful as you allow it to be. Self-love and perspective is key. Peace.